The phone rang just as I slipped the delicate lace veil over my hair. The soft fabric brushing my shoulders like a whisper of the future I thought I had secured. I was alone in the quiet bedroom of our apartment in Alexandria, Virginia, staring at my reflection in the full-length mirror. The woman looking back seemed almost unreal, radiant, hopeful, ready for the wedding day that had been 6 months in the making. Ethan had proposed last spring beneath the pink canopy of cherry blossoms along the tidal basin in Washington, D.C., kneeling with that boyish grin that always melted me. For those blissful months, every detail fell perfectly into place. The garden venue booked outside the city, the invitation sent, the life we were building together. Until the phone vibrated on the dresser and my mother's voice came through, sharp and insistent. "Sophia, we need to talk about the wedding guest list. Your sister Chloe has to be invited." The words hit like cold water.
Chloe.
My younger sister, the one I had caught 3 years ago in the tangled sheets of my old apartment with my college boyfriend. The same one who had looked me dead in the eye afterward and said, "He was never going to choose you anyway." That betrayal had shattered me, sent me into months of therapy, rebuilt my trust brick by painstaking brick with Ethan. And now, my mother was demanding I invite her as if none of it mattered. "That's not happening," I said, my voice steadier than the storm rising in my chest. Chloe made her choice. She knew exactly what she was doing. My father's voice cut in. He had me on speaker. As always when they tag-teamed these conversations. "Family is family. Sophia. It's time you grew up and forgave her. We're all coming together for your big day. And that includes your sister." The irony burned. My father, the high-profile corporate lawyer who judged everyone else's poor decisions from his pristine office in downtown D.C., lecturing me about forgiveness. My mother, the respected community organizer who chaired charity galas and preached family values at every event, backing him up. I ended the call before I said something irreversible. But the damage lingered in the air like smoke. That night, unable to sleep, I pulled out the dusty photo albums from the hall closet. Pages of memories flipped by, Chloe and me building elaborate sandcastles on the Outer Banks during summer vacations, wearing matching ugly Christmas sweaters at family gatherings, smearing birthday cake on each other's faces in our childhood kitchen. Those images felt distant now, tainted by the person she had become. I turned another page, and a faded Polaroid slipped out, landing face up on the carpet. It showed my mother much younger, maybe early 20s, cradling a baby I didn't recognize. On the back, in my grandmother's shaky script, Elena, Richard, and Victoria, 1989. Victoria? The name meant nothing to me. I was born in 1995, Chloe in 1997. This baby couldn't be either of us. The infant had my mother's soft features and my father's determined chin. A child who existed before us. Never spoken of. Never acknowledged. My phone lit up again, texts from my mother piling up, demanding I reconsider. "We're doing this for you, Sophia. Don't throw away family over old grudges." The hypocrisy twisted something deep inside me. If they were hiding one secret this big, what else had they buried? Why this sudden pressure on Chloe after 3 years of respecting my boundaries? The next morning, I drove to my grandmother Evelyn's assisted living facility, just outside the city. The halls smelled of antiseptic and faint lavender air freshener. She sat by the window in her room, sunlight catching the silver in her hair, her hands folded in her lap. I didn't waste time on small talk. "Who is Victoria?" I asked, placing the Polaroid on the table beside her. Grandma's face shifted, shock melting into deep sadness. Then quiet acceptance. "So you found her," she whispered. I always wondered when the truth would surface. "Found who?"
Grandma?
"Who is she? Your sister?"
Dear.
Your parents' firstborn. The room seemed to tilt. Victoria came before you, or Chloe. Your mother was only 19. Your father 21. They weren't ready. Too young. Too focused on their futures and reputations. I begged them to let me raise her. But they chose a closed adoption instead. They told everyone Elena had gone to stay with an aunt for health reasons. After college, they married, built their careers, and started what they called their real family, you girls. The pieces clicked with painful clarity. My parents' obsession with appearances, their harsh judgments of others' mistakes, the spotless image they projected in our suburban Virginia community. Does Chloe know? I asked. No one knows except me. Your parents. And now you. Victoria found them about 10 years ago. She was in her mid-20s then. Your father sent a cease and desist letter through his law firm. Your mother pretended not to know the name. They were terrified the secret would ruin everything they'd built. Grandma reached into her drawer and pulled out a newspaper clipping. She's a talented photographer now. Award-winning work on family bonds and found connections. I've followed her quietly all these years. The article featured Victoria Ellis, 35. Her portrait capturing raw emotion in reunions and blended families. She had my mother's eyes, a smile that echoed my own. That night, back home, I found her professional website. Her Instagram revealed a thoughtful woman with kind, watchful eyes who shared art exhibits and walks with her rescue dog in Portland, Oregon, far from our East Coast life. My finger hovered over the message button for a long time. Inviting Victoria to the wedding would be explosive, forcing my parents to confront the daughter they abandoned while demanding I forgive Chloe. Family is family, my father had said. The hypocrisy was unbearable. I started typing, "Hello, Victoria. You don't know me, but I'm your sister Sophia." We agreed to meet at a quiet cafe in a neutral part of DC, away from familiar neighborhoods. I arrived early, my hands trembling around my coffee cup as I rehearsed what to say. When Victoria walked in, the resemblance hit me like a wave. She had our mother's high cheekbones and our father's confident stride, but her eyes were different, wary, wise, carrying years of quiet rejection. "Thank you for coming," I said as she sat down. "I almost didn't," she replied, her voice gentle yet guarded. "When you messaged saying you were Elena and Richard's daughter, I nearly blocked you. But curiosity won." As we talked, her story unfolded layer by layer. Raised by loving adoptive parents in the Pacific Northwest who had passed away close together while she was in college. She had searched for her birth parents using the original birth certificate, sent a hopeful letter explaining she just wanted to know her roots, not money or a relationship. The response was a cold legal letter from my father's firm threatening action if she contacted them again. "I wasn't looking for parents," she said quietly, stirring her coffee. "I had wonderful ones. I just wanted acknowledgement that I existed." Something fractured inside me, the last threads of loyalty to the perfect family narrative. "I'm getting married next Saturday," I said suddenly. "Would you come? As my guest?" Victoria's cup paused midair. "That's not a good idea. Sophia. This sounds like you're using me to settle a score." I flushed. "My parents are insisting I invite Chloe, who slept with my ex-boyfriend and nearly destroyed me. They preach family is family while they've hidden you my entire life." She gathered her things. "I'm not a pawn in your family drama." My phone chimed, a text from Chloe. "Can't wait to reconnect at your wedding. Sis. Mom said I could borrow her pearl earrings, the ones you've always wanted." Sweet. Right? I showed Victoria, without speaking. She read it, her expression hardening. The anger of a child deemed unworthy surfaced. "When is the wedding?" "Next Saturday. 3 o'clock. She met my eyes. Maybe it's time everyone faced the truth. The week blurred into a tense choreography. I confirmed flowers and seating while secretly arranging Victoria's invitation under a friend's name to keep suspicion low. Chloe arrived midweek, designer bags in tow, offering a polished apology in my living room. I know I hurt you. Soft. We were young. Can we move past it? Of course, I lied smoothly, helping with her luggage. That night, she casually mentioned my ex. Did you hear Ryan's engaged? To that fitness trainer he met after. Well, after everything. As if their affair had been legitimate. My pen nearly tore the invitation envelopes. My parents arrived Thursday, immediately taking charge, rearranging welcome baskets I had meticulously prepared, questioning Ethan's honeymoon budget with barely veiled criticism. We're just looking out for you, my mother said. That's what family does. The word family now felt like a blade. Friday evening. Ethan found me on the balcony, staring at the city lights. Something's wrong. Soft. You've been distant since your parents got here. I almost told him everything. But my phone buzzed, Chloe asking about brunch timing. The moment slipped away. It's complicated. I'll explain after the wedding. No secrets. Remember, he reminded me gently. Guilt knotted in my stomach. At the rehearsal dinner, forced smiles and toasts masked the undercurrents. Chloe charmed Ethan's family effortlessly. In the restroom, I checked a message from Victoria. I'm in town. Room 412 at the hotel. Are you sure about this? Staring at my reflection, I typed back, yes. It's time for the truth. My wedding morning arrived with flawless weather, clear skies, gentle breeze, perfect temperature. Nature seemed oblivious to the tension coiling inside me. My mother fastened my grandmother's pearls around my neck, the same ones Chloe had worn the day before. You look radiant, she gushed. My father beamed with pride. Picture perfect. Chloe performed flawlessly as maid of honor, steaming my veil, directing bridesmaids, chatting warmly with my college friends, the same women who had supported me through my darkest days after her betrayal. The ceremony unfolded with precision. I walked the aisle on my father's arm, feeling detached, scanning the guests until my eyes found Victoria in the back row, wearing a simple blue dress blending with the bridesmaids. Our gazes met, shared blood, silent understanding. Ethan's vows were steady. I promised to stand by you through every storm. Guilt surged. Was revenge worth risking this? I caught my parents whispering in the front row. Didn't think we'd pull this off after that old mistake. We deserve this perfect day. That mistake, Victoria. We were pronounced husband and wife. The reception began in the garden pavilion, fairy lights twinkling as dusk fell. The MC announced, before the newlyweds, a special surprise guest invited by the bride. Please welcome Victoria Ellis, Sophia's sister. My mother's champagne flute shattered on the floor. My father turned ashen. Victoria stepped forward with quiet dignity, her resemblance undeniable under the lights. Murmurs spread through the crowd. My father moved quickly to intercept her. I don't know what game this is, but you need to leave. My mother joined him. Social smile strained. This is a private event. The raw fury I'd held back exploded. I took the microphone from the DJ. She is family. Victoria is my parents' firstborn daughter. The room froze. Olivia, Sophia. Stop this, my mother hissed. Tell them, I challenged my father. Tell everyone how you gave away your daughter. Built a perfect life on lies. And now lecture me about family loyalty while forcing me to forgive Chloe. Chloe pushed forward, confusion on her face. What is she talking about? I explained the adoption. The rejection 10 years ago. Silence from our parents confirmed it. Ethan appeared at my side, hurt flashing in his eyes. Why didn't you tell me? I only found out days ago, I whispered, realizing the cost to our fresh marriage. Chaos erupted. Whispers. My father damage controlling with influential guests. My mother fleeing to the restroom. Emma, Chloe stood frozen, realizing she was the replacement. Victoria stood alone by the entrance, tears streaming, arms wrapped around herself. The victory felt hollow. This wasn't just crumbling facades, it was real pain for real people. The rest of the reception passed in a haze. Ethan and I danced our first dance. But joy had turned heavy. My parents left without goodbye. Chloe vanished soon after. That night in our hotel suite, Ethan finally spoke. I understand why you did it, but you should have trusted me. I was afraid you'd talk me out of it, I admitted. Afraid of disappointing everyone. Marriage means facing hard truths together, he said. We talked until dawn about secrets, their damage, and vowing not to repeat the cycle. 2 days later, we postponed our honeymoon. Some things couldn't wait. Chloe reached out first. We met at a cafe near her old university. I always felt like I was competing with a ghost, she said, twisting her napkin. Now I know why I chased their approval so desperately. It doesn't excuse what I did with Ryan, but it explains it. Understanding grew slowly between us. Not full forgiveness yet, but possibility. My parents refused contact for weeks. When they finally met at their home, my father said coldly, "You humiliated us." "You humiliated yourselves," I countered, by abandoning Victoria and lying all these years. No resolution, just recognition that some wounds might never fully close. Victoria was the surprise. I found her packing at the hotel. I spent years imagining this confrontation, she said. It was both worse and better. You gave me closure. And sisters. 6 months later, we gathered at Victoria's studio opening in Portland. Ethan and I flew out, joined by Chloe. My parents stayed away, but Grandma Evelyn came, holding Victoria's hand proudly. It wasn't magazine perfect, no seamless harmony, lingering silences, raw edges. But truth had carved space for something real. To new beginnings, Victoria toasted. Our glasses clinked, an imperfect sound for an imperfect family finally moving forward in honesty. The experience left me questioning, what does family really mean when built on lies? How far should loyalty stretch before truth becomes the only path? In exposing the secret, I had risked my marriage, strained bonds, and forced painful reckonings. Yet without it, we might have stayed trapped in facades forever. The cost was high, but authenticity, messy, uncomfortable, necessary, offered hope for genuine connection where pretense once ruled. In the end, the real family wasn't the one on display at the wedding, it was the one forged through honesty. However imperfect,